presenting Worshipful Brother Scott E. Brown, who has been elected Worshipful Master of the ensuing Masonic year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to personally welcome you to the 222nd Annual Installation of Officers of Federal Lodge Number 1. As I look around the room at all of these wonderful faces, I am filled with joy to have you here not only for the support of me and our newly installed officers, but to join us tonight in celebration of Federal Lodge Number 1 and DC Masonry. I am thrilled to see so many people in attendance, and it means so much to me to have you all here. Thank you all for coming. Before I jump into my official speech, I would first like to recognize some folks that we have with us this evening. First and foremost, I want to recognize two wonderful people that hail from the great state of Texas, but who have been living in this beautiful mansion for many years now, and that is our gracious hosts, Alma and Bill Bain. I know Alma's back there. Goes, everything is bigger in Texas, and I certainly believe that saying to be true when it comes to speaking about hearts. You both have been so wonderful to Federal Lodge and have had such a great, so wonderful to Federal Lodge, and we really appreciate you opening your hearts and your home to us for so many years. Federal Lodge has had such a great relationship with the International Order of the Eastern Star, and I know we look forward to continuing that great relationship for many, many years to come. And if you could, just help me thank them one more time. Thank you. And with us this evening are some of the highest ranking people in the country who have the greatest title ever to be bestowed on a group of people, and that is Scott Brown's family. My wonderful family. I am very happy to have you all here tonight. And more importantly, I thank you for always supporting me in all of my crazy adventures. So one of the sayings in Masonry is that they take good men and make them better. I truly believe that I'm a good person because you raised me to be one. I'm standing here today because of you. I love you all. And I'm going to start this clap. Thank you. So one of my family members could not be here tonight, and that is my twin brother, Jeff. Jeff just returned home from a year-long deployment in Kosovo and is currently stationed in Fort Hood, Texas. So he unfortunately could not be here tonight, but I know my family and I look forward to having him home for the holidays and can't wait for his upcoming transfer to Fort Belvoir in the spring. But in his absence, I would still like to recognize all of the men and women who have served or are currently serving our country. If you could please be upstanding. My twin powers to tell Jeff we just did that. He says, thank you and go Army. Also with us this evening are my amazing friends who have supported me through the good times and the bad. I wouldn't be here today without you. Paul, my brother from another mother. I love you like a brother and I appreciate you for being my best friend. Aaron, Carolyn, Lisa, Philip, Peter, Hillary, Elizabeth. Some of you are new friends, and some of you have been with me for a very long time. I just want you to know that I value your friendship, and I'm so lucky to have you in my life. So, I realize I'm starting to sound like I'm accepting a Lifetime Achievement Award, but one thing that you need to understand is that, and as corny as it sounds, this is an achievement of a lifetime for me. I walked through the doors of Freemasonry 7 years ago because of one man. This man was one of the greatest men I've ever known. My grandfather. Though I knew nothing about his involvement with the Freemasons while he was alive, I most certainly knew my grandfather. As a Methodist minister and family man, I knew his character and the type of man he was, and I respected and loved him greatly. But it was at his funeral that a group of guys from his lodge came out and said goodbye to their fellow brother. It clearly had an effect on me. Basically, after his funeral, I went home, looked on the interwebs, to find out a little bit more about what this Freemasonry was and to find out why my grandfather was a part of this organization. So in my search, I came across a place called Federal Lodge No. 1. It was a simple, yet frightening website. It was all text, no pictures. But I looked at the history of the lodge, and I saw that the lodge was really old. And I'm a big fan of history. I'm a White House historian now. Sort of an inside joke. You can watch the History Channel. I'm on there. I'm a White House historian. Don't believe any of that. Anyway, I'm a big fan of history. And thought, why not? Let's go check this place out. And I have to be very honest with you. I was scared. I didn't know a single person, and certainly didn't know what to expect. But there was a driving force inside of me that said, go! My grandfather was a part of this. I need to know more. And very nervously, I walked through those doors at Federal. And I met the guys at this lodge, and do you know what I saw? I saw my grandfather. Just as in that first day I visited, and up to this very day, I saw and continue to see in the brethren of Federal Lodge the kindness of my grandfather. I see in the members of this lodge the compassion he had. I see his charity to strangers. I see tolerance. I see friendship. I see patience. I see trust. I see love. All of these things that make my grandfather the greatest man I've ever known, I see in you, Federal Lodge. And that's why I'm here today. I've chosen to dedicate my time in the service of this lodge. Now I realize I'm still a young Mason with still a lot to learn. And I may come from a different background with a completely different resume. But like all of the past masters before me, I am dedicated and will serve this position faithfully. I look around the room and I see great Masons who I've watched and learned from for years now and can only hope to aspire to. These men who are next to you are amazing Masons and even more incredible human beings. People like Walter Honus. I want to give a shout out to Len Proden, who's not here tonight. Chip Mahaney, Kevin Fries, Paul Dolinsky, J.D. Holt, Perry Bladstein, my brothers from the Scottish Rite. And though this person is not a Freemason, she might as well be, Heather Calloway. It's great having you here tonight. I kind of want to apologize to your husband Todd, and this is going to sound very strange, but some days, Heather, I just wish that you were a man and could sit and lodge with us. But Federal loves you, and we're so glad. You're much prettier as a woman, for sure. But Federal loves you, and we're so glad that you and Todd could be here tonight. But these are the great people I continue to learn from and respect. And I ask to those mentioned for your guidance as I set forth on this year-long journey in the East. To the past masters of Federal Lodge, I ask for that same guidance and support from you this year. I hope to see your beautiful faces in Lodge at every state of communication, and hope you know your continued work and dedication to Federal is greatly needed and appreciated. To my officer line, gentlemen, I am setting the bar high for Federal this year. I have no doubt in my mind you will exceed all of my expectations. Though I am worshipful master this year, please know that all of you are leaders of this lodge, and we're going to have some fun too. And to the brethren of Federal Lodge, I am so grateful that you have elected me to serve as your worshipful master. I hope this year to further strengthen the bonds of brotherly love in this lodge. I want you to know that I attend Lodge because of you. I love being with my brothers, and I look forward to the great year ahead. We have over 200 members of this lodge here in the DC area and scattered around the globe. And while we greatly miss those that could not be here tonight, we find comfort in knowing that these great men are out there making the world a better place. Federal Lodge is cheering them on, and we look forward to their return to our lodge someday soon. Brethren, please know that my door is always open, My phone is always on, my email is always there. Know that you can always come to me for help and support, just as I will be asking you for the same. And finally, to the families, significant others, and friends of Federal Lodge number 1, thank you for being who you are in your support of us and our members. As we leave here tonight and we gear up for the holiday season, let us all try to strive to be better people, spread kindness to each other and strangers, and let us share love wherever we go. So that as I pass you in the street or see you from afar, I will not only see you, but I will also see my grandfather. Thank you.